Garbage time. Receivers. What wide receivers, pass catchers, tight ends included, are good for garbage time? This is kind of a understated point and topic, I think, in fantasy football. There are some of those players, and Malik Neighbors is one of them, that they cook in the third and fourth quarter all the time. And it's an intriguing topic because there are a couple studs on the list from last year that feel like they're going to carry over. Trey McBride, Malik Neighbors. We'll go over it. The Fantasy Football Show. Garbage time players, the important garbage time players. Who's in, who's out for 2025, rinse and repeat. And we're going to do a live draft. Sick Nasty in the building. Joseph, Aldi, Slim, appreciate you all filing in. Hit that like button. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Slim, Aldi, Joseph, Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, Mod Squad, Miles, and Jordan first in the building. Appreciate you all, and Aiden following. Appreciate you all. Let's go over this topic, and then we have a couple. Actually, before we get into the garbage time, let's get into this really quickly. Cam Scataboo had his pro day, and he ran. Smitty, you see my reply on Threads. I haven't yet, Sick Nasty. I've been on Threads. I got to get on Threads more. But Scataboo is a sleeping giant. He runs his low 4.6 40-yard dash. And I know a lot of people are going to say 4.6, that's not fast, but he's a running back. He's a grind it out between the tackles monster. And if you're going to judge him at all based on this time, then you didn't really watch college football, which is not a crazy thing. Some of you don't have time, and that's why this show is here. That's why I'm here, and that's why we're here to tell you that this is not something you should be concerned about in terms of a 40 time. If anything, his stock just goes up from him being on the field, showing his style of play, his ability to catch the football, his strength, all of his enthusiasm. This is a guy that is climbing boards fast, and I think the Niners are going to be really likely candidates to draft Cam Scataboo in the second round of the 2025 upcoming NFL draft, and that petrifies me like petrified Peter, because I don't want this man to land in a spot where he can't be a number one from day one. I want him in LV. I want him in Cleveland. Cleveland seems perfect. I don't know why. There are a couple players that I've said I envision like in uniforms, like Milroe in Pittsburgh. I just see it. And we heard, I said this a couple days ago, and we heard today that the Pittsburgh Steelers are a potential targeting team for Milroe. So that was funny. But I picture Milroe in like a Pittsburgh Steeler uniform. I could see Scataboo in a Browns uniform. I think that would be unbelievable. He would be such a good running back in that Browns attack. I could see Scataboo maybe in LV. I could see him in San Francisco. Unfortunately, it'd be such a bad spot for him. I know Niner fans want it, but Niner fans got to understand that we have fantasy football to worry about. Scat's going to be a hot commodity in the second round. I don't think he'll climb into the first round. I don't think his workout did that. His workout didn't hurt him. It didn't necessarily help him, but I was excited to see him out there running, and he looked good. It was a 4.6, but he's a big boy. His style of play is different. He threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown in his final game. He's such an electric, elusive, hard knows for the end zone, knows for big plays, knows how to get himself into a situation he can get out of. I just love his grit and determination. He reminds me of a Peyton Hillis meets Christian McCaffrey meets Mike Allstott meets Marshawn Lynch. It's just quite a combination. He's such a good prospect. Love him. But he does have to go to the right home. He goes somewhere, Peyton Hillis, yeah. He goes somewhere like San Francisco, then it's like he gets buried on the bench. I mean, who wants him in San Francisco but a San Francisco fan that doesn't even understand that he's not used if he goes to San Francisco? Like rookies climbing it's hard enough in a Shanahan system. And you got Garendo looking, mighty good last year. Christian McCaffrey's going to linger, and if they don't use him enough, then he could stay healthy, but then he's not producing what you want. Or they overwork him and he gets injured, but then, you got no Scataboo until then. And then Guarendo's still in line. Scataboo's not going to jump to the front of the line ahead of Guarendo, so he's third in the pecking order and a rotational back in San Francisco. It would be a disaster. And Blackbeard is a Niner fan. Let's see what he says. He's usually so unbiased. Agree, Smitty, for fantasy scat to the Niners would be bad. Okay, there you go. See, he's super unbiased. And I'm not trying to rip on, let me put it this way. Christian McCaffrey gets traded, which he won't. And Guarendo gets abducted safely by aliens and returned to us next year. Guess what? Scataboo to the Niners, he would thrive. Why? Mason. Guarendo. We love San Francisco as a running team. The running back in San Francisco will ball out. Shanahan's RB will produce. But we don't want Scataboo, the Scat Man, Batman Part 2. We don't want, because Breece Hall's Batman, but maybe Robin. We don't want Robin, Breece Hall's Robin, to go somewhere where he can't thrive from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So Scataboo, stock is on the rise. In my mind, I don't think he did a single thing to hurt his stock. And his time, people are weird and wild about times. I'm not worried about it. With wide receivers, it's a little more damaging when a guy goes out there to run and he runs like a 4.6, 4.7. That's a little different because you're route running. You're trying to, escape that pressure initially off the line of scrimmage and get into a route. And it's hard to get into your routes. It's hard to get out of your routes. It's hard to maneuver at all in the NFL. When you're getting manhandled at the line of scrimmage. And some people misunderstand size and speed and think that because you're small you can't get off the line. Like Tank Dell got a lot of that negativity. He was wonderful off the line. Devontae Smith comes in as just the stick figure into the league. He was great off the line in college, and people would say things, assume things like, oh, he's going to get manhandled. No, he's not. Devontae Smith's been doing great, and he's really good off the line. So, speed is important, when you're a wide receiver. When you're running back, it's important, but it's I always say this, the 40 times should never change your ranking that much. It can a little bit. Let's say you like a guy and you're kind of a little bit soured on him and his 40 time pops, and then you go back and rewatch the film. Like Xavier Worthy's a good example. And it's like his film's better than we kind of gave him credit for, I think. It was the lack of hype that made us think, good film or not, it doesn't seem to be on the radar, right? But Worthy ran a fast 40 time, obviously. One of the fastest guys in the league, if not the fastest. And we're sitting there going, okay, let's go back and watch this film. I mean, everybody's guilty of that, right? So you go back and watch it, and it's like, damn, it looked pretty impressive. We got on the Worthy train pretty quickly. And that was an example of where 40 time can kind of affect, but not change your thinking. Maybe you missed something, and the 40 time is an alarm bell. What are you doing, pal? You didn't notice Worthy? The film was better than it looked, and we thought so. We thought so from the beginning. But I think when a guy runs a slow 40 and you love him, you got to understand there's game speed. You got to understand that Anquan Bolden ran like a 4.6 something. I think Jerry Rice ran a... Ziggy, how fast did Jerry Rice run his 40 time at the combine?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Msfame.com, when Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver in the history of receivers, ran the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, he ran 4.68 and 4.72.
4.72, I think that was it. Kruger, can you confirm that Jerry Rice's 40 time is 4.7? 4.7? That's what Ziggy said, but Ziggy, we can't trust him for anything.
Absolutely, Smitty. Jerry Rice's 40-yard dash time at the Combine is reported to be around 4.71. It's true, Ziggy's numbers can be a bit off sometimes.
You're ripping on the Zigmeister, Krug.
Even on his toes, right? Can't let those numbers slide by.
Hey, can you give me a real quick assessment of Cam Scataboo, the Arizona State running back? Give it to me in like 1 or 2 sentences, nothing long or drawn out. How do you like Cam Scataboo, and what team would be perfect for Cam Scataboo? The Raiders, the Cleveland Browns, Maybe another team that I'm not spitting out. Denver. Tell me, Krug.
Cam Scataboo is a tough, versatile back with solid vision and power. He'd fit great with a team like the Browns, who love physical runners, or the Broncos for a balanced offense.
What's your prediction?
I'd say the Browns are a strong match. They value his hard-nosed running style and could use him to complement their backfield.
Oh boy. All right. Thank you, Krug. Krug to the moon. We will be drafting here shortly. Make sure you get on over to Underdog using code Smitty, or rather this link which inserts code Smitty for you. You'll get up to $1,000 bonus credits, up to 1,000 by using code Smitty and a bonus pick in your account. Justin, appreciate you got the 5 in a $25 filled out. If we can get that filled out, a 5 and a 12 of the $25. Okay, let's real quickly. Justin's wanting to get into a $25 draft. Let me get this straight, Justin. You're in the. Let me go to the Underdog app real quickly, guys. I dropped the link in the live chat. Let me pin it if you want to draft with us tonight. This is going to be what we're doing tonight. We're going to go. We're not going to do a normal draft. We're going to do a $25 draft. So not everybody will want to be in on this. That's okay. I'm going to go to NFL. I'm going to scroll down to $25. I'm going to find the only 12-person non-slow draft. I assume is what you're in, Justin. I'm going to go into that. Will you let me know if I'm correct? It says 6 of 12 now. We should be in the same draft, right, Justin? If so, he's dropping his $50 hauler. Okay. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. If anybody wants to join that, how you get there is you go to draft at the top instead of home. You're going to select NFL, scroll down to the $25 drafts, and there's two 12-person $25 drafts. You don't want the slow one. You want the fast one, which is, I believe, the top of the two. Let's get into this topic real quickly before we draft. 3 more to start. Garbage time receivers. Real quick topic. I don't think we'll be here too long. This is just my quick assessment of who's going to continue to be garbage time domination type stuff. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know that we're going to have the same garbage time. 266 yards receiving in considered garbage time. That was tied for first with Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed could retain a spot on this list. It wouldn't shock me. I've always loved Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed's a low-end wide receiver 1 in this league. I truly do. I just think Green Bay doesn't use him right. But clearly he did well in this department. I think he could repeat. I wouldn't be a betting man on this particular topic. Justin, we're in the same one. You're at the 1.1. Perfect. Okay, let me go over to the Underdog app on this screen, and then we'll share screen and get to drafting here. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Appreciate you all. Draft starts in 39 seconds. Here's the draft board. In the 4 spot, Justin's in the 1. I don't know who else we have in here. We'll take it as it comes. Justin dropping the $50 hauler. Appreciate you, Justin. Justin wanted to do $25 draft. Ain't no draft like a Smitty draft. Thank you, Justin, for the $50 hauler. You absolute straight monster and menace. Here it is, $50 super chat.
$50. Give me $50 holler.
All right, we got 5 seconds in the draft. I'll begin. Let me just run through these real quickly and just say Jaden Reed maybe returns to this. They're looking for a wide receiver, so I'm going to say likely chance of him being this dominant next year is a lot lesser. So I'm going to say stock on decline for being one of the best garbage receivers in the National Football League. That's going to be my guess for Jaden Reed. Amon-Ra St. Brown, stock on decline for being a league-leading garbage time receiver. I think Sam Laporta gets more involved. You also have a new OC. Things could change a little bit. There's too many changing variables for me to think, oh, this is just going to repeat. Trey McBride,
Stock on the rise.
I think he stays in the top 3 or 4 for garbage time players. He's going to get more touchdowns this year. Guy had a remarkably low touchdown number considering how well he played. And the Cardinals are always going to be down and not a dominating team. Neighbors, I don't care if they draft Hunter or not. He's still going to be one of the best garbage time receivers. Close your eyes and picture a receiver catching footballs in the third and fourth quarter just over and over. It's 11 targets in the third quarter, 15 targets at the end of the game. What receiver is that? Oh, gee, close my eyes. Oh, it's Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is one of the very best garbage time players, and that's just that. I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb here. Instead of JJ, I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb. I really believe that Lamb Chops could have a top 2-3 wide receiver season. I love JJ. There's some worry about this quarterback situation. We talked about it at the 8 p.m. show. And I just think CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, they're going to be on a mission, and people are going to doubt Dak, and Dak's going to do fairly well. I love CeeDee Lamb Chops in the top 4 or 5. I'm not scared to take him that high. All right, swing back over here. So stock on the decline for Amon-Ra and Jaden Reed for being garbage time leaders. I just think the changes going on. Added receiver in Green Bay, Laporta, loss of OC, lots of different change going on in Detroit. McBride, stock on the rise. Malik Neighbors, stock on the rise. McLaurin,
stock on decline.
I'm not on decline in general. Remember what this means. Stock on decline for being a garbage time leader. I think Deebo Samuel's presence is going to change a lot. And he's getting older, so you got to factor in 2 red flags to be the same type of garbage time player. Cortland Sutton, I think, could stay right around there. I don't know if he's on the increase of it, the rise, but Jerry Jeudy,
stock on decline.
Winston was the recipe for why Jerry Jeudy was one of the best garbage, time receivers. So I like Jeudy a lot still, but definitely not feeling the vibe. Keenan Allen,
stock on decline.
I don't even know where he's going to be, so you can't throw him back in the same bucket. Juwan Jennings, I think that could be, not on the rise, not on the decline, could remain the same, because I think he's the number 1 wide receiver on that San Francisco team. I think he's coming out on hungry and on a mission. I don't know if it's garbage time or not that he's going to get, delivering amazing numbers, but I'd say I wouldn't move him down. I wouldn't move him up. So we'll say standing pat. Brock Bowers,
stock on the rise.
This guy is amazing, and he, like McBride, didn't get to partake in the touchdowns. So imagine if this guy gets touchdowns added to his garbage time, and the Raiders will be playing from behind, and I think a lot. So third and fourth quarters will be great for Brock Bowers. Shakir, he might, I don't want to say on decline, but I'm definitely not going to hit on the rise. We'll see what Buffalo does in the draft too. They could also very much target a receiver. Jameson Williams, I do still love him. I'm going to say I'm not putting decline. I might even say on the rise, just because he's getting better and better as he's gotten, more in a groove since tearing that ACL. And I do think that, he's going to benefit from teams trying to lock down St. Brown. Laporta's going to be all over the place. I think he's going to have a pretty good year. Cade Otton, I don't think I could put him.
Stock on decline.
McMillan, having a healthy wide receiver room. Godwin's back. I don't feel like we can say he's on the rise. And Tajay Spears, I think you can't expect.
Stock on decline.
You don't even know what this team's going to look like. You don't know what it's going to look like. It's not going to be this. He's also got 1 ACL. So at some point his knees are going to bother him at some point. You got to have an ACL. Doesn't matter. You got to have an ACL. Eventually it's going to catch up with you. But that's a pretty interesting group of players. And if I had to throw out a player or two that I think has a lot of garbage time potential to get into this mix, JSN, I think Garrett Wilson could get into this mix. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. as he pulls in, and especially if you start accounting for touchdowns too, and we wrap that into this, then I think those guys especially. I think Rashee Rice, Adunze has a lot of garbage potential. I could definitely see Adunze on this list, no doubt about it. I think that's about the all the names that I would like to throw out. That's a great topic though. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in. I'm almost on the clock again. I'll review after I make these 2 picks, or after I make this pick, I'll review my team and all the picks that went.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, so it went Chase, Saquon, Bijan, then I took Lamb. On the clock now. Hill's there, Bucky's there. I don't have an RB yet. I do have CeeDee Lamb. You guys know I'm going Bucky here. Board view, there we go. So CeeDee Lamb paired with Bucky. After my Lamb pick at number 6 or number 5, it went JJ, then it went Neighbors, then it went Gibbs. Gibbs falling to 7. It's such a value. Puka, Nico, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas Jr., Genty, Von Acham back-to-back at 12 and 13. Brock Bowers to pair with BT. McCaffrey paired with Amon-Ra. Henry paired with Nico. A.J. Brown at 17 paired with Puka. London at 18 paired with Gibbs. Taylor paired with Malik Neighbors. Lab McConkey at 20 paired with JJ. I grabbed Bucky at 21 to pair with my CeeDee Lamb. Tyreek Hill was grabbed at 22 paired with Bijan. And now the guy that took Saquon at 2 is on the clock. Who will he pair with Saquon? Then Justin is on the clock. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got the back-to-backs. Dare I say Higgins and a Burrow or something like that. That seems very Justin to me, but I don't know. We'll see what he does. Breece Hall, I like it. I like it. It goes double RB. I like it. Justin, I'm proud of you, bro. That's the best possible outcome. Normally you go wide receiver, or you do something I don't like. I love that. I can double stamp your single stamp and make it a triple stamp on this one.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Nice job. So nice that you didn't leave me any players that I wanted to fall. But that's okay. We bob and weave. We zig, we zag. We zag when everybody's, zipping. All right, here we go. I don't like mine getting to my dono. Yes, sorry, bro. Bryson dropped it a while ago. My bad, Bryson. I didn't see that alert for some reason, but I got it on here. Let me just change my alerts real quickly. And I'm on the clock. Higgins, JSN, Garrett Wilson. Woo! McBride. I like McBride a little bit here, but it seems a little early. I like Garrett Wilson probably the most here. So I got CeeDee Lamb, Bucky, and Garrett Wilson. I don't know. Thoughts on Dynasty Superflex giving JD5 a 25 of 1.11 for Burrow and BT? Yeah, I'd take Burrow and BT as much as I love JD5, bro. Chat, do you agree with me? As much as I love JD5, Burrow was QB4 last year, my guy. And that's not a running QB, and he's hanging with the running QBs, and this might be his best season yet. He might throw for 45 passing touchdowns. Which, if you remember when Dak had his top 4, top 5 season, all those quarterbacks around him, I believe, were running quarterbacks, and he was the only one standing in the middle of them, inside the top 4, and as a non-running quarterback because he threw so much. I think Burrow's capable. I love JD5 a lot more, but BT for the 1.11, the difference between that is so much greater than the difference between JD5 and Burrow. Chat, we agree on that? Just want to make sure everybody would take Burrow and BT. I'm pretty sure everybody would. Definitely LOL offer the second rounder first. 100%. I don't think I mess around. I get the whole advice of try and lessen the offer, but that guy might pull the offer. And it's good enough to just take. I don't think you try and, mess around with it. Okay, so Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Kyron. The second draft slot went Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Josh Allen. The third draft slot went Bijan, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm in the fourth draft slot. I took CeeDee Lamb, Bucky, and then Garrett Wilson. In the sixth draft slot, it went JJ, Lab, McConkey, T. Higgins. Wide receiver, which I don't like. Malik Neighbors, Taylor, and JSN in the sixth spot. Seventh spot went Gibbs, Drake, London, and McBride. I like that a lot. Eighth spot went Puka, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin. Again, I don't love the wide receiver. There's just too many. These wide receivers you're getting in the third round, like especially McLaurin and DJ Moore, even though I like them, you can get comparable wide receivers even in round 5 and then just smash the other positions here, in my opinion. But Nico, Derrick Henry, DJ Moore, amon-ra, St. Brown, McCaffrey, and then they took Mike Evans. Phone line's open, by the way. Dial in. BT, Brock Bowers, and Chase Brown. Chase Brown. The individual at 12 who took Genty and Devon Achane is on the clock right now with back-to-backs. What do they do? What do they do? JD5 QB3, Burrow QB4 in my preseason rankings. Mahomes QB5, says Hazelman. Okay. Lamar Jackson going to this Team 12 draft slot. So they got Genty, Devon Achane, Lamar Jackson, and then they grab Devontae Adams, who I think is worthy of a 4th-round pick. We had some character in the live chat the other day when I said Devontae Adams 4th round. Not even like saying it's my favorite 4th-round pick at all. I just was talking about his ADP. Like when you draft a receiver in round 4, you got Adams, you got a couple of... And he's like, Adams a 4th rounder. Ah, ha, ha. Oh, Smitty. Oh, Smitty. Adams is climbing. Whether you like it or not. You don't have to like it, but he's climbing. He's in the 4th round now. He's in the 4th round now, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Okay, I don't know where Travis has been. He hasn't been here for like, I feel like it's been like 30 or 40 hours. I'm a little worried about him. I might put the bat signal up. You know, I appreciate him being here, and no one expects anything from anybody. Like it's been a while since he's missed this amount of time, so we might put the bat signal out. Jaden Daniels, nice pick there. So the guy that took Jaden had Nico, Derrick Henry, and DJ Moore. Before that, the guy had Amon-Ra, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans, and then took Worthy. That 11 pick was BT, Brock Bowers, Chase Brown, and James Cook. And then that 12 spot was the Ashton Genty, Achane, Lamar, and Devontae Adams. Now Shubes is on the clock. Puka, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, and Amarian Hampton. I like Hampton a lot, but that's kind of a rough running back 1. You know what I mean? Like, I just think McLaurin wasn't worth doing that. And who could you have had? I mean, only Chase Brown and Cook, but... I don't know. And I love McLaurin, but he'll have a little bit of his workload taken by Deebo Samuel, you know. Jalen Hurts, I like that. I think Team 7 is the best team so far. Gibbs, Drake London, McBride, and Jalen Hurts. Very balanced. You notice how balance feels good. You notice how that is the one that feels strongest right now. Balance is the way to go when you can do a balanced style. Bryson, did that help you? I'm sorry for the delay, my boy. Appreciate you. I think I got all the... Let me make sure the alerts are popping, because they were not necessarily sounding off when I was getting super chats, so they should be good to go now. Hazelnut, appreciate you. Great start at every pick, says Honey Badger. I like my squad too, though, but I do think this is the best team so far. Gibbs, Drake London, McBride, and Hurts. Another wide receiver. I just don't understand that. So... God, Justin's going to kill me if I take Joe Burrow right here. It's the problem, though. The problem is, you know, I'm gonna do something different, Justin. Okay. So we went Rashee Rice. I like this a lot. I think Rashee Rice is going to have a huge year. Could he face a 2-game, 3-game suspension? Maybe. They could push it back again, though. That's the way the NFL... That's the way these guys have it worked. I'm sorry. Justin, I wasn't like... you know, I'm not... No one should try to help anyone. Like, you can't do that in these drafts. But I did go a different direction to try and, you know, maybe do something different. And then Justin could go Joe Burrow if he wanted him. But Blue stepped all over that. I should have just took him, because in a Snipe City environment, there's no way he was last in 2 picks to you anyway. You know, DK Metcalf, I like that pick a lot. Jamison Williams, nice pick. Nice pick. I like that. I like that a lot. Smitty is Bills Mafia. Go Bills. Yeah, I'm half Bills Mafia. I am. As you can see, it's very easy to tell. Everybody that knows me knows me. And that's kind of why I have a big, Josh Allen support system type mentality, you could say. But it's not biased, though. It's legit. It is what it is. Let's look at Justin's team. He's got Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Kyron Williams, J-Mo, and Jordan Addison. Remember, this is a $25 draft. And it's a $25 draft. And first place pays... What is the prize money? $195. Second gets $50. Second gets $50. Okay. Kamara. My team so far: Bucky, CD, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. Really like the squad. Okay, so man, it's such a it's just tough. I love Trey Henderson so much. I love him so much that I'm gonna bank on this Bucky Trey backfield. And then CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. I'm feeling really good about it. I don't know if the phone lines have been acting up today, guys. I'm sorry. Let me try relaunching them. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Don't blame the Attic.shop because they sponsor the phone line. Go give them a visit. The Attic.shop. Get your Grindhouse hoodie on. Which, those that don't know what Grindhouse is, the former name. They're now called the Attic. The Attic.shop hoodie is right here. Go get you some hoodie action. We're still waiting on these hoodies and hats. I gotta reach out to them. Why the hell it's taking so long? But anyway, Spider hoodie, the King Kong versus Godzilla. It's all movie, like vintage movie, like Halloween cult classic type hoodies and tees, and I love the Attic. They're such a good group too. I do need to make sure they get on the hats and shirt and the hoodie though. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, here's the phone line. I think the phone line's working now. Justin, you're live. What's up, my boy? How do you like your team so far? Hello? Justin? All right, hold on. Let me make sure I have... hold on, Justin. Hang tight. Don't hang up yet. I just need to make sure I get the audio cooking here. It should be up. Can you not hear me, Justin? I swear. This damn thing. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Okay, try now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. What can I do for you, Justin?
Yeah, man. I was pissed I didn't get Burrow, bro. I was like, bro, I'm like 2 away. Come on. This is like the next guy after USN got him, and I was like,
I know.
Then I low-key kind of like, good.
Well, I wasn't, again, just to clarify, I don't think anybody should try helping anybody. That's how you get drafts thrown out. So I wasn't really trying. I always just, there's a kill 2 birds with 1 stone type of mentality where I'm like, you know what? Justin's building that. I'm going to go this way. And I decided to do that, Not as a solid, but kind of a, understated little respect. And then, boom, he just sniped him. So I was like, why didn't I take Burrow? But I'm happy with my team. Would I like it better with Burrow? We'll see after the fact. But I am pretty happy with my squad so far. Let me go over the squads real quickly. My team is Bucky, Trey Henderson, Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. I think the thing I like about my team so much is that I believe I have potentially, I'm not saying I'm going to end up with top five wide receivers, but I think I have 5 wide receivers, all of which you could make an argument, especially Lamb, they could be top 5 wide receivers. Like, that's pretty good considering I got what I think is 2 top 10 running backs, one of which could be top 5. So I'm feeling pretty good about my squad here. Justin's team is as follows. Let me go find your squad real quickly. It is, no, that's Tebow's in here too. Tebow's got Taylor, Walker, Neighbors, JSN, Kittle. That's really solid. And Justin, you have, where's your damn team? Hold on a second, Justin. I'm trying to find your squad. There it is. It kept moving on me. Brees Hall, Kyron. Yeah, God, you can't start better than the 3. The 1 spot's amazing. The 1 spot, doesn't it feel great? The 1 spot's, like, you get the 1 spot, it feels like you got a huge edge over everybody. Brees Hall, Kyron, Smart Chase is fantastic. I don't know if I love the Addison pick.
I feel like that 2-3 turn for running backs is just so terrific.
Yeah, I don't hate Addison. I just don't know if I like that value. But Jameson, Williams, Jamar Chase, Addison, Brees Hall, Kyron. That's a really good start. 4 picks away from my pick here. And where are we at on this? Let's go to the board view. Sam Laporta went. I really like Laporta. I think Laporta is going to be a top 3 tight end this year. Easy. Top 3 or 4. But I think top 3. I think people are missing the boat. When you draft and I like drafting McBride too. Like, he falls to the 3rd round. It feels like highway robbery. But I still love drafting Laporta. I draft the hell out of Laporta. And I'll continue to. This team right here, is this going all wide receiver? You got to be kidding me. Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, Roman Dunze. No one's arguing that isn't an unbelievable wide receiver room, but this guy's leaving himself no room whatsoever to have a dominating running back, and stable at all. He's got to really hit some home runs, which you can do, but Jerry Jeudy, jeez. What are you doing?
I think he might be asleep at the wheel, Smitty.
I think
that guy's asleep at the wheel.
Okay, he just, it seems like he kind of timed out there. So I think I got lucky that Mahomes fell in this group. He normally falls this far in every draft you'll do, except for in Snipe City. But I think even my own community is giving up on Mahomes, which is great for me because I still love him. But Mahomes, Bucky, Trey Henderson, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. I got the Rashee Rice and Mahomes stack. Feeling really good. Who knows where Henderson's going to be? But I like this squad a lot. That feels really solid. And Mahomes in round 6 is still plenty solid to me. I don't mind reaching there because his ADP is like 6 to 7. It's crazy, man. But I like that. I like that team. I like that team a lot. And at the end of the day, am I glad I didn't draft Burrow? Yeah. Because if I would have taken Burrow at 45, I wouldn't have Rashee Rice at Mahomes. Yeah, I like it. I guess if I went Burrow there, I probably would have I still would have went Trey. And then at this pick, who would I have taken? Who's available that I would have liked? I guess, yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would have liked my pick. I don't think I would have been that keen on my team. I'm flying high right here. Walk us through your picks here. Justin, you're on the clock. Tell us what you're doing. Ricky Parasol.
Listen, I think somebody's got to catch the ball over there in San Fran. So I think we're getting into a weird area in wide receivers. So I'm like, that's it. I didn't really know who to pick at that turn. Anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. It could work, but I don't know, man. I almost feel like that's against your normal thinking. I feel like you're the kind of guy that's like, hey, take different players and then don't bank on this cuff because one's going to fail you. To have a 6th or 7th rounder, one of them fail you, I don't know. I don't think they both crush it. I don't know. It's best ball. Maybe Pearsall's crushing it for half a year and then IU crushes it the second half. But I don't know. I don't think I would have made that move. By the way, Mahomes is lifting like a monster, and he's huge. He's bulking up. And he's coming for everybody. The doubters are going to be so upset about doubting Mahomes. Worthy, Rashee Rice. Dare I say I'm about to make the best pick of the draft. This is the best pick of the draft so far. Najee Harris. Najee Harris has no business being in the seventh round. He's no business being in the seventh round.
He liked Harbaugh's thing he had going on.
In best ball, I'm fine with it. At seventh round.
I just didn't think you had confidence in Harbaugh's overall ability to run an offense.
No. I have an aversion to his raw overdoing it mentality, as do his players, mind you, which people don't realize. The reason that college players love Harbaugh is by the time they get sick of it, they graduate. They go and move on. But if you talk to NFL players when he was in the NFL, people got real sick of his raw mentality. His everyone's a number, no one's a star. But yeah, I mean, bro, I'm not saying I love Najee in the third or fourth round, but they brought this guy in to dominate the workload, and I got him in the mother freaking seventh round. I mean, that's the steal of the draft potentially. So let's take a look at my team that was kind of I was gonna bargain shop at running back too, right? Because I went wide receiver heavy, took Bucky, but I went a little wide receiver heavy, and I got Mahomes. Now all of a sudden I got Bucky, Trey Henderson, and my third running back could be my second for a while, Najee Harris. That's an unbelievable squad. Mahomes, Bucky, Trey Henderson, Najee, CD, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice.
Let him cook.
Surprised at that move because, I like Najee Harris at that price. I just was like, I don't know if Smitty really just wants any of these Chargers kind of at their 80.
You know I'm an adjust and adapt.
I mean, I like Najee at that price. I was just surprised.
Well, I didn't like J.K. Dobbins last year because he's injury prone, and he clearly couldn't, do what everybody wanted to do for a whole year. I mean, look, I don't even love Najee, but I love Najee here, and I don't even love the Chargers, but I love the Chargers with Najee right now. You gotta stay liquid. You gotta stay loose. As Kruger says, deuce if you're loose. Stay loosey goosey. Kruger.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Let's see what Kruger says. Hey, Kruger, is taking Najee Harris, the starting running back for the Chargers in round 7 in a fantasy football draft, is that staying loose or what?
Oh, absolutely, Smitty. Grabbing Najee Harris in the 7th round as the Chargers starting RB is definitely staying loose. He should see a solid workload, and that's a great value pick. If he stays healthy, he could easily outperform that draft slot.
It's definitely staying loose. Krug likes it.
I thought he was going to start talking about the Steelers.
No. Hold on. I got more people on the phone line. I'm sorry. Hang tight. 214 caller, then over to Rockout. The 214 caller I'm going to go to first, Rockout, because he's been hanging out for a while. 214, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Smitty, this is Jordan.
Jordan Blue. What's up, Jordan Blue from Dallas?
What's up, man? I'm the 12th pick in this draft.
Oh, nice.
And I think I got a pretty solid team. I picked up a lot of veteran wide receivers, but I think Cooper Kupp could be in that garbage time conversation with J.S.
Let's pull up your team. All right, so you went Ashton, Genty, Devon Achane. I don't like that, bro. I love it.
Let him cook.
All right, I love it.
What else can you do there?
What else can you do but smash? Hey, Jordan, what do you do for a living? I smash. Okay, Ashton, Genty, Achane, love it. Where I think it could go a little awry is the Lamar Jackson there at your third drafted player. It's tough because you're kind of behind the 8-ball wide receiver right there. So I tend to kind of say to myself, let me go Mahomes shopping later, maybe even Dak and guys like that later. I try and push my luck a little bit. I don't mind having that powerhouse Lamar Jackson value, but I do think, getting another receiver was probably pretty critical there. But let's keep looking. You got Devontae Adams. I think that was a fantastic wide receiver 1 considering, because I still think he could have 1,000 yards and 7-8 touchdowns. Laporta, love it. Debo, yeah, bro. You did well. You know what? At the end of the day, in hindsight, and I gave you my real-time reaction, in hindsight, I think I think what I'll be saying is you made the right move. Because Lamar here, put yourself in a little bit of a risky territory, but I love Adams and Debo and Cooper Kupp as your wide receiver trio. Given what you got, so you perfect, you smashed it. The only pick we'll find out about is Jaylen Warren, but yeah, no, I you know, live, I take it back. I think it was the right move. I think you did great. Those are 3 really good receivers.
I know Jaylen Warren was on a planet last year. Is he on a planet?
Jaylen Warren, not yet, but he could be. It's possible. Let me make my draft selection here real quickly, bro. Man. You know, I'll go Jonah here. I feel like Jonah, even I'm disrespecting Jonah. We're practically in the 9th round, and I'm like, hey, I'll go Jonah. Like, why doesn't he get respect? You know, what he did. He's got even a good QB coordinator there. I think that's what Bobby Slowick's position is, quarterback coach, I think. QB coordinator, something like that. And bringing in Bobby Slowick, who obviously did wonders in Houston and got scapegoat. He was a scapegoat. Fired him after he could have had any head coaching job he wanted, but he said, you know what, I'll stay 1 more year to work on Stroud, and then they screw him and fire him. Bobby Slowick will do wonders in that Miami system, I think, for the passing attack. So I'm pretty excited about that. So my team so far is as follows: Patrick Mahomes, Bucky Irving, Trey Henderson, Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice, Jonnu Smith, doing it live. Okay, what else you got? Actually, hang tight for me, Jordan Blue. Just mute yourself. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Rock out, you're live.
As far as Chase Brown, you think bring any running back that will hinder his production?
Could. I think a lot of people have a problem that I didn't put Chase Brown in my top 10 best value running backs in 2025. And actually I gave 11, I think. And he wasn't in my top 11. And it's not that I don't love him. I'm not abandoning him. But, you know, he's going around. Where did he go in this draft? Chase Brown went. Where'd he go? 3rd round. So it's, you know, there's enough risk there with the fact that the draft's coming up. They've made it clear that they want to give him less work, but they don't. You know, they say it, then they don't do it. So it's not like I'm that scared of it, but who knows if they draft somebody. Hold on, let me make this pick right here. Not loving.
They want like a P-Ron type of role as far as like another running back.
I'm going to go a little early here. Cam Scataboo, I'm about 10 picks early, but we're in Snipe City. You guys aren't going to allow him to fall to me, so I'm going to go Cam Scataboo. I just want to beef up this running stable a little bit because I'm going a little bit risky, but now I feel like I got some big heavy hitters, and this is a Cam Scataboo live stream. So we went Cam Scataboo. What was your question, though, Rock Out, right now? What was the last thing we were...
Yeah, I was saying the Bengals basically get a bigger bat.
Yeah, I think given that he's going like borderline 3rd to 4th round turn, I think I'm valuing him right. He's risky, but he's got good upside there. But he's not he's not like a win a league value. You're getting what you pay for now. Just like you can't really say, you know, Barkley at 1 overall is a value. It's, you know, could he earn that? Absolutely. Gibbs, I think I put Gibbs on there because Gibbs can fall to 4. He can fall to 5. I think Gibbs finishing as the number 1 running back deserves to be 1. And he goes 4 or 5. And while some might say, well, 4 is not that far from 1, it really is. Like, you're talking about a big difference at that point in a draft. Like going a number 1 overall running back falling to like 5 or 6, or CeeDee Lamb, who could be the number 1 wide receiver, going 7 or 8 overall. That's as big of a difference than a 15 overall player falling to 30. You know, the further you get down, the more diluted that differential means anything. You know, so the further up you go, the more it means something. Just an inch of movement is huge. So, but yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Bengals drafting somebody. So I guess the question should be, Rock Out, that you should be asking is, if we escape the NFL draft and the Bengals do not draft a big name player, is Chase Brown a value at the 3-4 turn? I still think he's, but is he in my top 10 value? No, not necessarily, because I think there's the value part. There's still those guys in double-digit rounds that aren't even starting. They're just better value. You know, like Charbonnet, Cam Scataboo, Trey Henderson. Those guys have more bang for the buck, the more potential to win a league. They're the Bucky Irving potential players, and that's kind of what the value means. Chase Brown at the 3-4 turn, even if he escapes the NFL draft, is very good, but does he crack my top 10? No. You know, but doesn't mean I don't love him. I don't know if I'm going to saturate my teams with him, though, because, you know,
get him at value.
Yeah, if he last year we got him at a place where zero risk, you know, super high reward. So now we're getting him at higher risk, still high reward, but it's higher risk. All right, let me go back to Jordan Blue.
You get a market value.
Jordan Blue, what else you got? Hello?
Yeah, trying to figure out this pick.
Oh yeah, you're on the clock. Okay, so you got Fields was solid. Cooper Kupp was your last pick that we loved, and Isaiah Pacheco. I don't mind that. I'm not big on Pacheco, but he certainly has a shot. You know, being at 109 overall, that's not risky at all. So I don't hate that pick whatsoever. I don't hate that pick at all. All right, Justin Herbert. Okay, quarterbacks are flying off the board. What the hell's going on here? Everybody's going backup quarterback shopping real quickly. They're like, these guys are going to be gone. Is that guy still taking receivers? Where's he at? He was, okay, he's pick 5 down in the middle right there. Still is not taking a running back. He might be on auto now. He probably is on auto. Jordan just left. Jordan, call back if you want to get back on the phone line. Justin, what else you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm at the gym. Let me get back to this kind of quiet area.
Getting a pump in. I like it. Getting a pump in, doing a draft, and on a live show while watching a show. That's what you call multitasking.
So my pick's coming up. I'm not going to, spoil it, but I'm definitely changing the scope of my team in a big way coming up to this pick.
Brock Purdy just went at, Brock Purdy just went at 112. I love my Niner fans. You guys know. And anybody that calls me a Niner hater, they don't know me. They clearly don't know me. Shubes, thanks for sniping Travis Kelce from me. I was going to take Kelce to pair with my Mahomie, but that's right. That's right. Let's see what Shubes has. Who can we snipe from him? I'll make a trade with you later. Who am I going to get? Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Oh, Jordan Mason was a nice pick. I really like Mason this year. Mason's got more win a league value this year than maybe he did. I mean, maybe more than he did last year. Because Aaron Jones is older. That offense is awesome. So, I mean, I don't know. Even though the quarterback situation is in flux, we still know it's an awesome offense. Now I'm a little bit afraid of what Justin's going to do here. So I'm going to take my boy Tank Bigsby now. I just don't want to risk it. I think my running backs are pretty good. I don't know if I'll probably take one more later or something, but Bucky, Trey Henderson, Najee, Scataboo, and Bigsby. Scataboo, Bigsby, Trey Henderson are value grab machines, monsters in the making. All right, walk us through your 2 picks once this guy drafts.
Waiting for a certain somebody to fall, baby. A certain somebody.
Who are you talking about?
We'll see. Oh, yeah.
I like the Evan Ingram pick.
Let's go.
I like Dak there. You needed a quarterback.
Like he said, I don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, no, he's a really good pick. I think you'll see a video on Dak really soon. Dak is one of the most underrated fantasy football quarterbacks this year. Double-digit rounds, like you can just see right there, 10. Double-digit rounds.
It just feels like this happens to him every year. It's kind of ridiculous. Like we act like he doesn't get 36 touchdowns every year and at least a couple of rushing touchdowns. I'm not saying he gets a million of them.
It's disrespectful.
He'll give you 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns.
It's extremely disrespectful. Okay, this is kind of a tough spot to be in because I kind of need receivers because I'm still at 3. But I find myself not drafting receivers for a while once I get to this dry zone, like in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th round. I like the guys later better. And so I just go bargain shopping here. And for me, I've got Jonnu Smith, who I like. I just don't like these. I don't love CJ Stroud here, but all these quarterbacks are getting scooped up. And I just want to have a decent rotation at quarterback because best ball, your top scoring guy goes in for you, even though it's 1 QB. You got to have somebody else. If Mahomes gets hurt, I still have a shot. If I don't back it up well, then I could lose the whole thing just by losing Mahomes. So I'm gonna. And I think Stroud's got the potential to have a couple huge games. So I'm okay with this. Wasn't my favorite pick there, I'll be honest. I would have taken Dak if you didn't. I probably would have taken Penix Jr. if you didn't. All right, rock out. You're live. What do you know? What do you hear? What do you say?
Yeah, it's been funny the last couple days when people don't believe me about JD5 and they be like, oh, he's number 9. I'm like, he's top 5. I don't care what you say.
Number 9? Like what? Who's saying JD5 is number 9? What do you mean?
People, for whatever reason, they're like, oh, he's only a rookie. I'm like, watch the tape, my guy.
But he's not even number 5. What do you mean? I'm confused.
No, I'm saying in real life football, he's a top 5 quarterback.
He's a top 2 quarterback, probably, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about 5. 5 is kind of disrespectful. Value was key for me with BTJ. Scataboo might be the value. I love Scataboo, bro. I love it. Bengals going mostly defense in the draft. Yeah, people that think the Bengals are going to be bad. You know, not to mention that they don't have multiple years to do this. You know, they locked down the offense on a 4, and they got Higgins on 4. They got Jamar Chase for 5. They can franchise tag each of them different years, which is genius. And they have those 4 years essentially to build this defense up and to win 1 championship, which your goal is to win multiple. But I'm just saying, anybody making fun of the Bengals process, they don't know ball. They just don't know ball. They're just talking from fandom, hatred, negativity, rivalry. Hey, the Bengals.
Yeah, chiming in on the Bengals thing, I remember when the Eagles signed Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts and re-up both them. I didn't feel like their defense was amazing at that time, but what do? They draft a bunch of Georgia Bulldogs and look where they're at now. They're poster child for how to do it kind of on defense, you know?
All right, getting closer to my pick here. Again, the winner gets, what was it? 100 and what? 190, 180, 190. What was it? It's a $25.
195, I believe.
Yeah, this is not one of the best ball big boards or anything. This is a private, I call it private, but it's not really private because anybody could have joined it. But $25 12-man league where none of us separate later. We take it all straight to week 17 in this group. And the winner of this 12 gets the 170, whatever he said. And it's $25 entry. So, and you want a bold prediction for your $50 hauler? Hit me with one.
Yes. I predict that the first 4 picks be Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, then Will Campbell.
Justin, what's today? March 27? March 27?
Yep.
NFL draft 1 through 4. Campbell 4. Campbell, Hunter, Carter, Ward, all the way up.
Okay. Say that again. I'm listening.
Campbell, Hunter.
Say it again.
Campbell, Hunter, Carter, Ford, right? Or Ward. Campbell, Hunter, Carter, Ward.
I got Ward, Carter.
Yeah. Hunter,
Hunter, then Campbell in that order.
I got it up on the board. For those that don't know, any $50 super chat gets a bold prediction. See all those bold predictions right up the board. You can't use Genty, you can't use Bucky, you can't use Neighbors, because those are 3 that I just blocked off. Think of it like they're not available. Reason being is, it's fun to have 3 predictions up there. Last year I did it, so we're just repeating it, rinsing and repeating it. So Genty top 5, you can't just say Genty top 1 and top it. That's locked in. Those 3 are off the table. And I guess we kind of had a loose rule that you can't really one up anybody else's prediction anyway. But I mean, it's gonna be hard to keep track of that once we get enough on there. All right, I'm on the clock here. Let me see who is available. Damn. I just thought about you had Penix Jr. Probably wanted to stack that, but I got Kyle Pitts and Jonu, so I feel pretty good about that. Brian says Scataboo going to San Francisco somehow. That's the fear. That would be the worst situation. It wouldn't be bad if he was a starter, but he's not even close to the starter if he goes to San Francisco. It'd be a waste of a pick. I mean, he eventually could climb, because the Niners running back room gets injured all the way down to the 4th string. So you get used, but that's not what you want for his career. The Niners could move on from McCaffrey next year though. But Garen, so Scataboo there next year as a starter could be good, but interesting. But I don't know. I don't want it. Nobody should want it. If you love football, you should have won it. Niner fans just they want everybody. The Niner fan base is like, yeah, let's bring him in. You think we should get him? What about him? How about him? How about him? He looked good in a Niner uniform. What about him? It's just like nonstop. Non-mother freaking stop. I need to start getting these receivers. I really like this pick. This is also, I believe, one of the steals of the draft. Might not feel like it right now. Maybe it doesn't work out. I could be wrong, but I just feel like at round 13, you need to go wide receiver 4 shopping because you waited like me. I think Jalen Coker could be a potential steal. Probably better as your wide receiver 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know nothing. Go ahead.
Wide receiver 5, probably better off, but in my case, the way I built my team, I need a sleeping giant, and I really love Jalen Coker. He's got a lot of upside. A lot of upside. It just passes the eye test for some reason. McCarthy. Okay, so let me go over the teams real quick. I'll go with Justin's team. All the teams that I know people are in here. Dak Prescott, Penix Jr., Brees Hall, Kyron, Zach Charbonnet, Brian Thomas Jr., Javonte, Jamar Chase, J-Mo, Jordan Addison, Ricky Pearsall, Ayuk, and Isaiah Likely. My team: Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Bucky, Trevion Henderson, Najee Harris. What a steal in the 7th round. Wow. Cam Scataboo, Tank Bigsby. Love my running back stable. Considering my wide receivers, I can't believe how good my quarterback. My tight end is Jonnu and Kyle Pitts. My quarterbacks, Mahomes and Stroud. I can't believe that with those quarterbacks, I have Bucky, Trey Henderson, Najee Harris, Cam Scataboo, Bigsby. I know I like Bigsby and Scataboo. Considering I've got Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. Yeah, I love Jalen Coker. That's pretty good. I like this. I like my odds in this league. And I will never likely get projected for the most points. I'm too rookie driven. I'm too, this guy's going to break out. He's going to be projected for low points. And at the end of these drafts, when it shows you who they think they rank them based on projections, they're all done off projections. And clearly my projections for Jalen Coker, Cam Scataboo, Mahomes even, Najee Harris probably, Trey Henderson, Rashee Rice, you know, they probably don't, Bucky. Like, all my projections for these guys are completely 1,000 miles apart from where any system is going to project them. So I'm always going to probably rank. That's why ESPN hates our teams, even though we win championships here on this.
Let him cook.
The league management software, they always hate our teams. We're always ranked 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th or last, because it's all projection, and they're safe with it. They're going to be real safe with projections on rookies, especially when a guy doesn't have a team yet. They're going to be like, we can't predict. Yeah. Hey, Steve in accounting, you must have put an error in here. You projected a touchdown out of Cam Scataboo. He doesn't have a team yet, Steve. Do the rookies have 0 points? Is that true? That's probably why. Let's see here. 25 total. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, projection 0. So that's a big reason why. Yeah, there you go. They didn't even. My bad, Steve. Good job keeping them at 0, Steve. Let's keep cranking out these projections and making people feel bad about their teams. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? We can't give someone a projection. Are we that scared in this world where Steve from accounting, who's running the projections here, he's too petrified to give Cam Scataboo a projection because he's a rookie and we don't know where he's going to be? You know how many people, like, you know, they get all pissed off and they sulk and they think they're bad at drafting because the projection says 2,400 versus his 3,000. You drafted like shit, Steve. And here you are drafting rookies that get 0 points. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get this caller on. Yeah, we got this 262. What's your name, 262? Where are you calling from?
Matt.
Matt, what's up, Matt?
Matt. I'm in the draft with you, Smitty.
Okay, you said Matt. Your name is Matt, right? Pam or Pan?
No.
Pam?
Oh, Matt.
Matt. Pam?
Matt?
Pam? Pan.
Matt. Matt.
M-A-P.
N-A-P.
Oh, Nap. Oh, Nap God. Okay, I got you. Okay.
What's on, buddy?
What's up? I'm kind of kidding with you if you haven't seen Step Brothers, but okay.
I know.
All right, Nap. What's up, Nap?
I'm in the draft with you.
All right. What draft slot are you?
I think I'm 11.
Okay. Let's take a look at what you're cooking up here. 11 spot. We got BT, Brock Bowers, Chase Brown, James Cook, Cortland Sutton, David Montgomery, and Egbuka. Yeah, it's pretty good. Herbert. Yeah, sneaky little team. Not bad. Do I like it better than mine? That's a negative, but I still think you're good. But yeah, who hates their team? I mean, sometimes I hate my team. Sometimes I'm like, I can't stand this team. There's been several times I've thought that.
Go back to the flying off the board.
You what?
So the running backs are flying off the board.
Yeah.
Okay, what you think about? I heard you say it a little bit. Think about Genty to the Giants.
I love it. I mean, I don't think they'll do it, but you never know. I love it. I mean, Neighbors and Genty, and I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, we want Winston in there, but
of course, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a chance they lose enough to maybe have at least a shot at taking the pick they get handed and moving it up for Arch Manning.
If he comes out, I heard he might not come out next year. It's not 100.
Well, I mean, yeah, we gotta wait. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. He's so good. They think he's the best. A lot of people think who's they? A lot of scouts, but they think he's the best quarterback prospect, or he could be ever. You know, it's hard to say. Could be. They're thinking that's what he'll be. He's not right now, but after the season, he'll be. Justin, you got lucky there. You're lucky I'm a nice guy. Zach Ertz, huh?
That was my big one though. Like Genty to the Giants. I think that nobody's talking about that.
We've talked about it. It's what I would do, but I don't know that the Giants are going to do that. But then again, he's really kind of had a nice little uptick in his stock, and then showing up to his pro day the moment he took off his shirt. All the you what?
Not a big Sadursk.
I think people. Yeah, but I think with Neighbors, bro, Shador is a lock. I don't, Justin. I tried to leave him for you, bro, but there's no way he's coming back to you now. So I'm gonna take Blake Corum here. There's no. I mean, I left him for you, but he's the.
Yeah, man. I had to do something about tight end.
He's the third man.
I had to get aggressive with tight end. I don't got nothing with tight end. I just have like.
All right. Well, I left him for you, but he was the third-ranked guy. There's no way he'd make it back to you. So I took Patrick Mahomes, C.J. Stroud, Bucky, Henderson, Najee, Cam Scataboo, Tank Bigsby, Blake Corum, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice, Coker, Isaiah Bond. I like a lot as a stab in the dark there. And then we got Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts. I'm feeling pretty good about this team versus the field. Where's that team that had was it the Gibbs team? Yeah, the Gibbs team. So Gibbs
17 wide receivers?
No, yeah. Gibbs, Drake London, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts. This was the team that I loved. This team I think started off maybe the best. I think you started off as one of the best with the 3 picks, and then I think this guy with 4 has the best 4. Gibbs, Drake London, Trey McBride, and Hurts. Then he has Jalen Waddle, Judkins, Shakir, Josh Downs, McMillan, Pittman, and Njoku, Spears, Rico Dowdle, Jerome Ford, Alec Pierce. So I kind of fell off the rails. Okay, I feel like I can hang with that team now. That team was really, really starting to be scary looking. We've got Blue. I think he hung up on the phone. He's not on the line anymore. But Blue has Genty, Achane, Lamar, Adams, Laporta, Debo, Warren, Cooper Kupp, Fields, Isaiah Pacheco, Ferguson, Leggett, Rashad White, Jalen Wright. Yeah, it's a good team too. I do like your team, Justin. I would have went a different way than these wide receivers that you did. This little wide receiver thing you did down low, but Chase, Brees Hall. This is the one spot. Kyron, J-Mo, Jordan Addison, Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, Zach Charbonnet, Brian Robinson Jr., Dak, Michael Penix Jr., Likely, Javante, Brenton Strange, and Zach Ertz. We have, who else do we have? Tebow's in here. Neighbors, JT, JSN, Kittle, Walker, Reed, Hunter, ETN, Love, Jordan Mason. It's a good team. Shubes, Hookah, AJ Brown, McLaurin, Hampton, Tet, Jawan, Jennings, Matthew Golden, Ramondre is good value at 8. Travis Kelce, not bad. Not bad. Rockout left the chat. Rockout, call back if you need any other assistance, my guy. What just came through? Is that a gifted membership? What was that? What just came through? Oh, yeah. A 5-month membership question. The running back videos you made are going to win leagues. Thank you, says Big Sonny. Big Sonny, I appreciate you, pal. And I'm going to put in a lot more video upload work this year. So usually it's been all live, last year was all live streams. This year I'm going to do a lot more, video uploads in the middle of all of the live streams. So those running back videos are just the beginning. I got my Hampton and Scataboo and Milrow and Cam Ward and Shadur and Tyler Warren videos all coming. And again, on my YouTube main page, if you go to my YouTube channel, on the main page, if you scroll down, there are now playlist rows, rookies. So all the rookie video profiles are on one row. The ADP shows on one row. The fantasy football court on one row. So continue to check that homepage and utilize that. All right, on deck here. To do here, this
Smitty, bro, the guy in front of you is so asleep at the wheel, dog.
Is he timing out each time? Yeah, he is. Okay. Yeah, he's not asleep at the wheel. He's not even here. He keeps getting wide receivers too. The system ain't doing him any favors. Damn.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah.
As far as Anthony Richardson and where he's at right now at 22 years old, what is your input on why he has been performing poorly? And do you take that instance of him tapping his helmet and tapping out of the game? How much do you
spit it out, my guy?
Look into that?
Spit it out, my guy. What are we asking here?
Do you think Anthony Richardson can be any good?
I'll take it from here. Yeah. Real quick.
Do you think he can be a franchise quarterback with, the amount of experience that he has? He's got no experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Who's on the phone here? Who am I talking to? Who is this?
Indy Joe.
Indy Joe. Oh, Indy Joe. From 812, right?
Yes, sir.
812. I gotta put you in the system here. Indy Joe. Look at this team real quick. Indy Joe.
Do you think that they made the right?
I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on one second. I'm on the clock here. I just want to look at this team. Look, Baker, Nix, McCarthy, and then all wide receivers. He's on auto. That's insane. Let's see here. Let me go with. I'm gonna time out here if I'm not careful. Jeez, here we go. I'm gonna time out. Chica Conco. I just don't want to time out. Whatever. Anthony Richardson, I don't know, bro. My gut on Anthony Richardson is that this is why I was so hard on the Vikings in tonight's 8 p.m. show. Is these rookies are vulnerable, these quarterbacks. And what the Vikings are doing with J.J. McCarthy, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse on it. You want to hear my take, and everyone thinks I'm so negative on my show at 8 p.m. Grow up. This is a big boy show, and sometimes your boy Smitty's going to have a aggressive opinion. And when my opinion's aggressive, you come here for that. You don't have to agree with it, but I think that the Vikings are playing with fire. I'm not saying that McCarthy won't overcome it, but they're playing with fire right now. The door's wide open and they can't name him the starter. There's no other quarterback but the Ripken kid on the roster, and they won't name him the starter. So that you're playing with fire. You're playing with the emotions. You're playing with an injured player that's trying to get his confidence back and keep his confidence. You're playing with fire. And when you bench Anthony Richardson, and I know a lot of people are going to say he quit on the team because he wanted to come out for a breather. If you were, and I like Shane Steichen, I think he's a good quarterback whisperer. I just don't know if he knows what he's doing right here in this situation. And same thing with Dable. Dable's a quarterback whisperer, but he thought Danny Dimes was great, and so you question that too. And there's concern. But when it comes to Anthony Richardson, if he came running over to the sideline and he said, "I got to pull myself out. I need a break. I can't breathe," you call a timeout. You save him. You're his coach. That's a coachable moment that no one has to hear about. That's a coachable moment no one has to hear about. This isn't on Anthony Richardson. That's on the coaching staff. That's their fault. And they've already pulled him off the field and benched him. And then they put him back in. What do you expect him to do? His confidence is shattered. He's a developmental guy. He's a pristine athlete, or physical specimen. One of the best prospects from a physical perspective. Like, he's one of the most athletic players to ever come out at the quarterback position. Doesn't mean he's a good passer or anything yet. I just think that you either trade him and let someone develop him before you lose all trade value, or you bank on him. That's the only option. So he either needs to be the starter without consideration for Danny Dimes, or you trade him and you get the most for him right now. I'm telling you, a team will take him. A team would take him on. Especially if you're the Miami Dolphins and you've got Tua Tagovailoa one hit away. Why not take a gamble on that? If you're a team that has Lamar Jackson, a running quarterback, why not try and, develop? I mean, there's a lot of teams that should go after a running quarterback given their offensive setup. And there should be a couple teams that kick the tires on the idea of making him the starter, trading for him. I mean, what are we all going to give up? Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a very similar, now he didn't get hurt like Anthony Richardson and can't stay healthy, but Josh Allen, how many people, if you had to guess percentage-wise, would have given up on him after his rookie year when all he did was run? He's a bad quarterback. He'll never be a good to run quarterback. All this, it takes time sometimes when a quarterback doesn't have the skills. And when we talk about J.J. McCarthy needs to be in the lineup, and if you get drafted in the top 10, you got to start right away. That's saying I'm not changing my tune here. You need to start Anthony Richardson. He especially needs to be in there getting reps, and you need to lose 2 seasons with him as a starter if that's what it takes to get him ready to go. So they need to trade him, and the window for him is closing really quickly. It is closing very quickly. There's not that many failing seasons he can endure before his confidence is completely shattered.
I couldn't agree any more than you. I think the league is just going away. They want to win now, and it's like, Tom Brady, whenever he came into the league, he was a part of one of the best rosters of all time when he won his first Super Bowl. Bill Belichick understood that he had to do some developing, and nobody wants to develop a quarterback anymore. It's like win now or get lost, and I don't agree with that whole thought process, especially with Anthony Richardson's.
This guy took a running back.
He's going through right now.
He took a running back, everybody. He got auto-drafted a running back. Look at these receivers. At quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. All right, hold on, Indy.
I mean, like,
Indy Joe. Yeah, hold on, Indy Joe. Hang tight. I'm gonna time out here. Let me go. I'm gonna go Sean Tucker because I'm gonna time out him. All right. Let me get everybody off the phone line here. Rain has a good question. He says, Smitty, is it very well possible? If everybody can mute, I got someone with me on speaker that's throwing reverb into the phone line. Smitty, is it very well possible Genty potentially finishes as running back 1? Yeah, I mean, I've said all the time, he's 1 to 5 running back. He's totally could. The people that hate Ashton Genty as a top 5 running back are wild to me. There's a guy going off in my comments going, Smitty, the competition, like, this is ridiculous. Genty didn't face anybody. Like I get it, but have you watched his game film? Thank you, Indy Joe. Appreciate you. Have you watched his game film? Like, have you taken a look at it? Do you use the eye test, or do you only look at an Excel sheet? And do you only listen to somebody that just uses only data? You know, like we use both. A lot of people say, Smitty, I know you're not a data guy. I'm a very big data guy. I just go live so much, you hear a lot of my opinion. I can only put so many stats on the screen when I'm live. Literally, I don't know. I would say maybe 25 hours a week live streaming. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't game script anything. Everything's improv. Sometimes I put my graphics together and have the show plan 4 minutes before the show starts, because I have to be liquid, loose, as Kruger says, loosey goosey, because the news breaks, and sometimes I'm waiting for news to even come up with a show idea. So yeah, we don't always have data-driven shows, but we're very data-oriented. And I think when people just use data and they say something like Ashton Genty's success rate, if he was, blah, 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 blah. The truth of it is that all the data points to him being a monster. And the only negative you can come up with is that he had played lesser teams. Oh, so did Randy Moss. So did Randy mother freaking Moss. I need another QB, I guess. I'm going to go Milrow. I really like Milrow.
Smitty.
Yeah, who's this?
Nap.
Okay, Nap, what's up?
I want to get a little...
All right, that sounds a little... Oh, hold on.
I'm about to finish my first semester of college.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, I'll give you some...
Psychology. I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I use psychology all the time, mostly to analyze your league mates, and to break down like topic ideas, like psychology of foot in the door phenomenon, or like the example of like, okay, hey Nat, I've got tickets to the NFL draft, bro. You want to come with me? I'll drive. I got a hotel. They always hook me up. I'm Smitty. I get free room. Don't worry, we'll get double beds. We'll go to the NFL draft. I'll drive. I'll pick you up along the way, and then or let's say you're meeting out here. Okay, we're in the same area. I'll drive. I got the tickets. You say, sweet, I'm in. Then I call you up a week later, and I'm like, hey, bro, my car's on the fritz, bro. Can you drive? I'll pay for the gas. And you're like, yeah, it's fine. No problem. Another total douche. And if I would have called you up at the beginning and said, hey, Nap, will you drive me to the NFL draft, split the gas, split the hotel room, and I have the extra ticket for you, will you take me? You would be like, no. So the foot in the door phenomenon, that's just a small example in life where, like, you could get people to trade based on that process. You can get by saying, like, you want to do this deal, and people do this deal at you all the time. You just don't realize it. You just think they're an annoying person, right? Where they get you in the door, They want to make a trade, and then all of a sudden they take something off or they add something big, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. But you're already invested. You want the player they're selling you, so you're almost willing to overpay now. Like, that's foot in the door, like in a way. So there's a lot of great ways that you can analyze things, you know. But I will tell you this, life, you know, this is life advice. Anybody trying to get a degree right now and you have no intention of going to getting like your master's in counseling so that you can be a counselor or whatever, psychology is not, it's a good minor. It's not the right major because there's no job waiting for you. You get a degree in psychology, there's nothing waiting for you. There's no job whatsoever. There's not a single job sitting there waiting for you but social work, which is one of those underpaid jobs in the world. And if you like that and you want to dedicate your life to that, then psychology is good. But there's almost nothing available. The only time that will become valuable is if you're side by side with somebody that doesn't have a degree and you have a degree. Now all of a sudden your psychology degree means something, but it doesn't do anything for you. The best advice I could give anybody looking for just the 4-year degree is to get a job or get a degree that has an applicable job that no one else can get unless they have that exact degree. It's a ticket into that job market. And so engineering or teaching, you know, those things, you can't be a teacher without a teaching degree. So that's why teaching, there's always a shortage of teachers. You'll always be able to get a teaching job. Engineers, always be able to get an engineer job. Like those things, those are gold. And when people make fun of teaching salaries or whatever, they got guaranteed jobs. They got pensions. There's a lot of ways to look at that. They work 9 months out of the year, so you can supplement and actually make a whole lot more.
Well,
but yeah, you go get a random business degree, and that's what most people do when they try and get a degree somewhere and they don't like it anymore and they transfer out. It's like, where do I take all these credits? Business. And they go do, and everybody's got it. Business degree gets you nothing. Psychology degree gets you nothing. Analytics could be solid in any sort of form. But yeah, my advice is you get something that has a job at the end. That's it. Otherwise, you're potentially wasting all your money.
Right now, I'm enrolled.
Well, what's that going to get you though? I don't even know what liberal arts would like. What's waiting for you though?
I mean, as far as what you're talking about, as far as like something that's like directed towards something.
Yeah, I know it's a hard thing to hear. It is a hard thing to hear. It's not what people want to hear.
When I signed up for it, I read all that stuff beforehand too, and I was like,
yeah. So my advice is to change.
I want to take it into like journalism.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad. I think I'm gonna time out, but I had somebody queued. That's not a bad idea necessarily, but at the same time, bro, you know. People are getting into journalism without any sort of journalism credits or credentials. I don't even know that you need that anymore to do it. I mean, if you wanted to go into a specific like TV like trajectory, then maybe. But like to become, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's if I was you, bro, if I was you, you could still pursue that, but from like an analytics angle, from a digital audience angle. You know, there's degrees in digital audience strategy and different things like that. Like you got to go in that direction. Make sure that what you get complements the path you're taking, because I promise you get a journalism degree, probably just gonna be looking for work, bro. It's not like it's you know, I don't know. You could get a journalism minor, but it's just my opinion though. But I think if you go into journalism, like it's hard. That's a tough road. You go into analytics or digital audience strategy, something that's to do with social media or AI, you know, analytics in relation to AI. There's got to be some AI degrees now. That would be, you're putting yourself in a great position. And then if you go and get journalism experience on top of having that, I think that's going to be a much more attractive resume to hit my desk. If I'm like, okay, this guy's got a digital audience and analytics degree, and he's written for this journalism outlet for 4 years. Like you could do free internships to get in the door to get the experience and, you know, whatever. But hey, got to get back to football. But appreciate you, bro.
Wait, I'm Smitty. Speaking of that, see, I didn't hear you talk about Browns are looking to trade for Dak Prescott. I think that the Cowboys are one of the spots.
The Cowboys are what? Nap, can't hear you, bro. The phone cut out. I think he had talked about the Cowboys. The phone line cut out. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened there. Phone line died. Yeah, the Cowboys. That rumor is ridiculous. That rumor is not substantiated by any means. Drop the speaker here. By any means, somebody ran that stupid rumor out there. It's not been substantiated at all. You haven't heard Schefter or Rappaport or any of the boys talk about Dak Prescott getting traded. This is smoke season. People are trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to get people to click on their content. They're people that don't have any of that journalism experience we've been talking about, and they just grew a big X page or a Instagram following, and they've been in their mom's basement and have no journalism experience at all. No journalism degree. And I agree. And for Nap, if you're watching, a journalism degree is great. Get a degree in the journalism college. Nap, listen to what I'm saying right now. Get a degree in the journalism college, but in a like analytics or statistics or AI like field. Then all of a sudden you graduated from the journalism college. Like I went to Walter Cronkite for my master's, and I went in that direction as well. I didn't get a journalism degree. I got a degree from the journalism college, the best journalism college and one of the best journalism colleges in the nation. And so you can kill two birds with one stone by graduating from a prestigious journalism college in some sort of statistical or social media, digital audience, AI field. That would be the ideal pathway. But my psychology, my 4-year bachelor's degree in psychology got me jack shiat. You know, nor do I want to use it, but I'm just saying. But anyway, if Rossini said it, yeah. Probably coming at Rossini said that Dak Prescott's going to potentially be moved. I mean, has anybody seen it from Schefter or Rappaport or ESPN? You know, is people that are crazy Dak Prescott getting traded? Dak Prescott's not getting traded. He just signed his contract, number one. Let's go look at Dak Prescott's contract. Dak Prescott contract. Let's see if he can even be traded. He just signed his new deal. Does anybody not understand contracts? Does anybody not understand contracts? Maybe people, not anybody watching this show, but the people that are reporting this garbage out there, making people think that someone's getting traded, maybe they need to go to school for analytics themselves. Because let me show you some numbers. Maybe a degree in elementary algebra or just normal mathematics, because this is Dak Prescott's contract. And if you follow me on line 2, which says 2025, his dead cap is $150 million. You can't trade him. You can't trade Dak. Who made up this garbage? What person made up this garbage that Dak Prescott's getting traded? He can't get traded. I feel like we're dealing with a bunch of Mickey Mouse content creators and fake news aggregates that don't know a single thing about reporting or anything. They need to go to the journalism college. There's not a single person out here probably that's reporting this kind of garbage. Just some of these Mickey Mouse podcasts and Twitter accounts that they got big. People believe they're big. Now they act big. They don't have a lick of journalism experience. They never did radio. They don't have nothing. And they're out there running their mouth about Dak Prescott getting traded on a fresh contract where fresh contracts are untradeable. $150 million dead cap? You out of your minds? It's like trading Ayuk. You can't trade Ayuk. Ayuk's due $31 million on April 1st. The Niners can't trade Ayuk. He's got a torn ACL. Hi, I've got a Twitter account, and we grew it. Somehow we did a good job. We grew it to 24,000 followers. That is good. I mean, that's impressive. Now we're a news aggregate, and we've got, trust me, bro, sources. Oh, yeah, I got a source here. I'm so connected now. The world, sometimes, sometimes I get frustrated. The world we live in, I love that there's no gatekeepers. There's no gatekeeper at all. You can become, this channel could become bigger than ESPN. That's the goal. I truly believe we can be bigger than ESPN. We will be. We'll be better. We'll get better views than ESPN. Our videos will get better, especially the news show and all that. Like sometimes I wonder if, the fantasy football show needs to be changed into the NFL something, because I love news more than anything. I love the NFL news. I love breaking that down. We're not. I'm not saying that. I could create another channel. The other channels that I have, I potentially could just do a news show on there. I don't know how it's going to go. I think sometimes that limits the people that think we're just all about fantasy. But, we live in a world where the no gatekeeper is good, but it's also bad because all these people without any sort of credentials or experience at all are pretending to be these very connected news people. And we live in a world where we're going to hear a lot of Dak Prescott's getting traded. Dak Prescott's getting traded. All right. For those that were on the phone line, I'm sorry it cut out. It broke for the evening. I got to reboot it. Probably got to reboot my computer, the system. Rockout just dropped a super chat says, is the phone line broken? Rockout, try calling in one more time. I rebooted it. I don't know if I need to restart my system, but thank you, Rockout, for the super chat. Try one more time, Rockout, and I'll let you say goodbye or ask your final question. Green Beans, I think Smitty wants to be the white Stephen A. Smith, just making a career out of yelling at everyone who disagrees. Whatever floats your boat, Green Bean. Whatever makes you think you know who I am. And I, the way you even say that, you act like I don't already have a career, going on. like I'm developing. But whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel better about, this, hating on this channel at all, or I don't know, Green Bean, if you're even meaning it in a negative way or not. I have no idea, Brett Broski. All right, Rock Out, appreciate your super chats. What's up, my guy? Oh, hold on. I got to turn on the makeshift speaker again. Hold on a second, Rock Out. All right, Rock Out. Rock Out, you're live. What's up? Hello? Rock Out. Rock Out, Rock Out, Rock Out. Hold on. I don't know that this is going to work again. I might have to reboot everything. Hold on a second, Rock Out. All right, Rock Out, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. What can I do for you, pal?
Oh, yeah. First, check my DM.
Green Bean says he was joking. Okay, I accept your joke as a non-hostile comment, Green Bean. But we have a lot of people today saying similar things in a negative way. So I was just. I mean, I think I took your comment well. I don't think I said whatever. I don't care. Rock Out. Here you go.
Little thing come to the rise. I be going live, going super side to a ride, to a game, how we fame. Oh, give me Bucky, that's just how we get him. Give me, that's the freaking give me to the crib.
Get buckied. 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 Oh, Bucky.
Take a Bucky bath.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, rock out. Anything else? Appreciate you, my boy. Nice song.
That's about it. I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, rock out to the moon. And then who else we got on the line here? Justin, you're live. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I know like the phone line kind of cut out like after the draft. Like, what are your kind of final thoughts on just the draft like we did?
Yeah, I think I X out of it, but I liked your team. I didn't like the Addison, Ayuk, and Ricky Pearsall approach, but I understand it. It could work. Not a big believer in getting the most out of both of those, but we'll see. I don't think it was a bad team. I think you had a good team. I think you had the best 3 players to start the draft. So that was good.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it's a good team. I think you're in the top 6 for sure. I like my squad quite a bit. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think I still have it up. Okay, yeah, here it is. All right, so your team: Dak, Penix Jr., Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Paul, Kyron, Charbonnet, Brian Robinson, Javonte, Chase, J-Mo, Jordan Addison, Ricky, Ayuk, likely Ertz. Yeah, I mean, it's a good team. I like it. I just think, could you have done something other than this Ayuk and Ricky thing? I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, this is what, 72, 79. Let me go to the board. Look.
Part of my mindset when I hit that area was like, I'm just like, I don't like these wide receivers, but I didn't want to just abandon it because I felt like I was already getting too long in the tooth at quarterback, and at tight end, and I'm like, when you're long in the tooth at 3 positions, it's like, what's the strength here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I don't necessarily.
So, but that's why I'm a best player.
Makes, why my wide receiver.
That's why I'm a best player available person, and I don't worry about positions to a degree. I'm not saying I don't keep it. I'm not mindful of it. I make sure I have everything covered. But I'm just saying so to paint the picture, I would say maybe the J-Mo pick I don't mind. I feel you there, but maybe at this 49 overall pick, I go Kamara instead of Addison, or Trey Henderson, or Walker, or Hubbard. I mean, even Laporta, I like. Those are really good picks there, I think, instead of Addison, personally. Given the unknowns in Minnesota and all that, it's great offense, but I just think that's a better pick. I just think these players down lower are. And then you got Ricky here. Instead of Ricky, you could have went Najee. I got Najee at 76 overall. So I think I would have replaced Najee instead of Ricky, and I would have gone Kamara or Laporta or Kenneth Walker or Trey Henderson instead of Addison. But that's it. I mean, I'm nitpicking here, but I like it. I think I kind of wish I would have went
Laporta, and I had considered Laporta at that moment. I don't necessarily feel like. I don't feel like I'm missing out at running back. Do I feel like I have the best running back stable? I don't know. Someone probably has a better running back stable. I don't know. Breece Hall, Kyron Williams, Zach Charbonnet, Brian Robinson, at least a starter. I mean, barring the draft. Javonte Williams is a starter, barring the draft. If I can just get one of those guys to be a starter after the draft, I don't know. And I still believe that Breece Hall could be a special running back.
Yep, I agree. I like your running backs. My team, Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Milroe. I like my quarterback situation. Bucky, Trey, Henderson, Najee, Cam Scataboo, Tank Bigsby, Blake Corum, Sean Tucker, Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. I mean, that's probably the best trio of wide receivers, maybe, or right there. Even the guys that went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. I feel like I've just as good a wide receiver room. And then I've got Jonnu and Kyle Pitts and Okonkwo. I like it. I really like my squad. It gave me some, because of the rookies, it gave me a really bad projection, but I don't care. I take pride in that. The best projected team is this one right here, who I don't think is one of our people. Maybe it is. JD5, Brock Purdy, Bryce Young, Geno, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Caleb Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Chubb. Kind of a weak running back room because Chubb and J.K. don't even have jobs, this deep into the free agency. So, I mean, this team could get stuck pretty badly with Derrick Henry, Mixon. It's very injury-prone running backs. And then Caleb Johnson, you don't even know what's going on with him. This is a vulnerable running stable. Nico, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, good wide receivers. I don't mind that. TJ Hawkinson, Andrews, really good tight end room. Not bad. Quarterback room is obviously awesome. I don't think that's the best team, though, so the projections don't mean anything to me. And then you got Tebow's team, who I said was pretty good. He had a good running stable, great wide receivers, good tight end room, and okay quarterback room. And then Shubes had Kyler, Tua, Ward, Marion Hampton, Ramondre, Puka, AJ Brown, Kelsey. It's a good team, very good team. Knapp was at 11. He had Justin Herbert. Knapp, appreciate you. Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Milton, Chase Brown, Cook, Monty. Not bad runners considering. BT, Sutton, and Buka. Kind of a iffy wide receiver 3, 4, 5. Bowers, love that. Good team. And Blue at 12. Lamar, Fields. Risky, though, not to have a third quarterback in a 20-round draft. You got plenty of opportunity to have that third quarterback because if Fields, let's say, I don't know. I think you got 2 running quarterbacks. I would have doubled that up or tripled it up. Genti, Achane, Warren, Pacheco, White, Wright, and Hunt. Adams, Debo, Cup, Leggett, Cooper, good team. Laporta, Ferguson, I like it. I think in a 20-person draft, my recommendation is to get 3 tight ends and 3 quarterbacks. You have plenty of opportunity to do that. All right, anything else, Justin? I got to run.
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate the $50 hauler and the draft. We'll see you later, bro.
See you later.
All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate every single one of you. I'll try and get the phone lines fixed. That's a little bit more makeshift phone style. The super chat by Soap Dog dropping the $5 hauler. My buddy Rex has crushed half a barrel of cheese balls and asked who your top rookie running back, non-Genti, and top wide receiver are. Shout out to the neighborhood. Thank you, Soap Dog. Appreciate you. And Cheeseball Rex. Shout out to Cheeseball Rex. I mean, you slammed down half a barrel of cheese balls. You're taking the morning off. This guy's gonna wake up with a headache he's never had before, I imagine, unless those cheese balls are absorbing up everything he's taken down drink wise. But I think non-Genti, I got to go with Trevion Henderson. But, I mean, Omarion Hampton obviously could climb into that 2 spot very easily. They're kind of tied right now. But my video, if you go to if Rex wants to go over to if he's done eating cheese balls, go over to my YouTube channel and then scroll down on my main YouTube channel to the middle. You'll see rookies and there's videos for every rookie. Go watch the Trey Henderson video. And I think that Hampton could be, right there. But if we're talking about he's a good American, yeah, I think anybody that eats half a barrel of cheese balls is a good American doing America's work. It's nothing more American than cheese balls. I think wide receiver, my favorite wide receiver is Travis Hunter. It's not even close. I like Ted McMillan a lot. I think he could beat T. Higgins, maybe. That's a really good receiver. That's not a knock. I just don't know that I see top 5 wide receiver out of him. I think T. Higgins, very, very good receiver. I think Travis Hunter could be a bust, but he could also be a top 10, 12 overall player. He reminds me of the Reggie Bush, but of wide receivers. And He's so shifty, such a big playmaker. The team that drafts him could ruin him at the wide receiver position, but I think that even if he plays 50% of the wide receiver snaps and not like 90 or 80, he still could have the exact same stats. Because if he comes on the field, he's coming on to deliver. You know what I mean? You don't say, oh, Travis Hunter is going to play 55% of the wide receiver snaps and play, 55% of the defensive snaps or something like that, or 70% of the defensive snaps and 50% of the wide receiver snaps. You're not just going to be like, hey, Travis, come onto the field and just run that like 5-yard out and just kind of stand around. You know what I mean? Like if he's on the field 95% of the time at the wide receiver position, guess what he becomes? A normal guy. He's a normal human being. He's not a superhero. He's going to run a bunch of, 5-yard outs, a bunch of go balls where the ball's not even coming to him, stretching the field. He's going to get tired. He's going to run all over the place. But when you're coming on the field a select number of plays, guess what happens? Okay, Travis is coming on. All right, blue 42, we're giving it to Travis Hunter on 5. Go. They're going to him. Like he might get 5 to 7 receptions at 55% clip percentage versus 5 to 7 receptions at 95% of the snaps at wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not scared of Travis Hunter's, will Underdog cancel this contest? Question. Why would they cancel this contest? Matt, why would they cancel? Oh, because of the wide receiver drafter. I don't know if they canceled the private drafts like that, because I think they're more worried about these big tournaments being manipulated or something. I think if you throw your money away in a 12-man draft, they're not policing that. I don't think. Who was the team that drafted those wide receivers? This one? It's mine. This one right here? Yeah, here it is. He's got Elijah Mitchell and Martinez. Yeah, buddy. Look at all his QBs too. He's good at QB. He's got 2 running backs, and he drafted the entire gauntlet of wide receivers. No, there are people that do that. There's people that have that strategy. Guy probably didn't even time out. This is probably really him. That's his picks. All right, Soap Dog, appreciate you. Tell Rex to calm down on the cheese balls, though. He's about out his limit. I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. I hope to get the Hampton video at least up tomorrow and Scataboo video up tomorrow. Then I go to Ward and I got Travis Hunter up. I need a Ted McMillan video. So hang tight. We'll be doing it live tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Deuce if you're loose. Hey, Kruger, tell the live stream deuces. We're out of here.
Deuces, stay loose, stay liquid, stay floating. And don't forget to drop a deuce on that like button. We'll be back, baby.
Drop a deuce on the like button. That's one you got to keep repeating, my guy.
Got it. We'll keep that one in the rotation. Anything else before we wrap up?
I don't know. Make a bold prediction on the way out the door, Kruger.
All right. Bold prediction. Malik Neighbors finishes as the #1 wide receiver in both the NFL and fantasy this year. Get ready to see some supernova action.
Don't steal my prediction. Give me one of your own.
All right, here's one for you. Joe Burrow wins MVP, leading the Bengals to a Super Bowl win. The pancake stack dominates.
Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl. I love it. That's what I'm talking about, Krug.
Glad you like that one. The cigar smoking boys are ready to roll. Anything else you want to add, Smitty?
Let's hit that Joe Burrow pancake stack animation and scene that I have, all right? We're going to call it Getting Pancaked.
The stack above all stacks. It's time.
Get pancaked.
Pancake stack on screen. Burrow and Chase are ready to dominate. Let's get that animation rolling.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
Love it. The pancake stack is unstoppable. Our community's in for a treat.
Get pancaked. Deuces. Deuce if you're loose. Drop a deuce. Hit that like button with a deuce.
Deuces. Stay loose. Drop a deuce on that like button. We'll be back with more. Stay flowing.